So the next one, you've got these 11.5 by 11.5 sheets for layout 3. We're gonna do some dry embossing on them. This is optional, of course, for you. I'm gonna see if I have a dry embossing trimmer thing. I probably do, but I don't know if I have it with me. Let me look quick. Oh, I do. Cause my my scoreboard is already packed to go to my event. So we're gonna do this way. So you're gonna take the 11.5 by 11.5 sheet that you pre-cut, and we're gonna do some lines in it. And I'm gonna look here to see whether we need to fill the whole page or not. So let me see. So this is the page right here. So basically we don't have to do probably the bottom 2.5 inches. So it's not gonna matter too much. But let me move this out of the way. Now when you do your dry embossing, take your paper and try to fold it gently without creasing it. Just try to fold it. Feel the resistance. Then switch it to the second side and feel the resistance. Wherever there's the least resistance, that's the direction that you want to go in for your dry embossing, because then you're not crossing the grain. So right now I know that if I try to do it this way, it's gonna cross the grain, you know, and it's really, it's hard to kind of bend this. So it's gonna cross the grain. You wanna go with the grain. So here it bends easily, so I wanna go with the grain, right straight down. Okay, so I'm gonna just do, to make it easy, we'll just do 1/2 inch. And you don't have to go all the way to the bottom because we're not, some of it's not gonna show, but it's just easy to do that too. So, and I'm just pushing down into the groove. Now, if you don't have a scoring tool like this, you can use this. You can use a dull knife, you can use a bone folder. The idea is just to push it down into the groove of your, and I know you can't see it very well because it's on white. Push it down into the groove of your trimmer. So I can see it up close. And I will show it to you up close once I get through all of this. And it just adds a nice texture. So on the first one, we did the texture of the Irresistibles with the shiny and the matte and the pattern of the checks. And then the second one didn't need any background because it was all filled up. And then this one will be dry embossing. And the last one we're gonna do shimmer brush spatter. So lots of different ways to fill up that background so you don't have too much white space. Because sometimes white space can be dull. Okay, I hope I kept these straight. What if you're going through this and you've messed up and all of a sudden you could put one nearer to the other than the rest of them? First look and see if, is it gonna matter once you've got your paper down, all your different layers. If it doesn't matter, then it won't, then just go with it. And then if it will matter, then go back over and add the odd line of embossing in there so that it looks like you did it on purpose. So if I went off center on this, I would just go back in and I do a little embossing, you know, close to one line here and a little bit further apart from another one, and just do it all through the whole thing as if it was supposed to be purposely random. So hopefully you can see this. Stand up. The lighting is hideous, I know. Does that help? Oop. Now I've lost my lighting altogether, so now I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see the dry emboss lines. Now we're gonna do page 2. And again, I'm going to follow the one with the least resistance, which is this. And I'm just doing every 1/2 inch. Another way to do it is you could do 1/2 inch all the way down and then turn the whole thing and do a 1/2 inch against the grain. You might notice that it is not quite as pretty against the grain, but you would have a nice grid pattern on it. So that's another cool look too. If you have a scoreboard, you can even do diagonal lines. And you could on this, but it gets tricky. I've done it before, like on cards. This should not take too long to put together. The trickiest part is that we're making squares out of triangles, but everything else looks pretty easy. We do have to back another one of those plastic embellishments with paper, but it's still a relatively simple page. And I can't wait to get onto the Valentine layouts that are coming up. I'm waiting on my order, but I ordered it on the 1st, which is always a big mistake because it takes longer to get here because so many people order on the 1st. And especially when it's the opportunity to buy the new products from the new catalog, which that's what the consultants get to do. On December 1st, we get to buy the January products. So last time I checked, even though today's what, the 7th or 8th, mine still hadn't shipped and I ordered it on the 1st. All right, I think that's it. Now, one of the things that they did on this that I'm not gonna do is she drew a line all the way around the white, but because I just did the texturing, you know, to get rid of that white space, I don't need to do that. So, and I don't like the look that much anyway. Now, the other thing that's we have to do a little bit differently on this is, remember we had this piece. So you cut this out, which made you save some money. And now we're gonna put these in there. And I think, yeah, about a 1/4 inch in is where I'm gonna put my glue. So I'm just gonna kind of make sure it stays on the inner 1/4 inch. I could do regular adhesive, but I think the glue might be a little more forgiving when I'm trying to get this on straight. So I'm just gonna go 1/4 inch, less than a 1/4 inch, and all the way around the outside. And then I think I'm gonna turn this sideways so the lines are sideways. And then I'm just going to try and center this. Just like that. Love it. All right, adhere 11.5 square white daisy cardstock to sapphire cardstock to create a base. Adhere the 2 1/4 by 11.5 backside of sapphire dots paper. So we're gonna do the polka dots to bottom of white daisy cardstock. So right here, hopefully in camera, I'll push it up just a bit. And then adhere zip strip, that's this one. Right above it. Looks so much better in person than it did in the directions. Have I gone through 3 of these already? Close. I just got glue all over. So we need the magic glue eraser. Everybody has one of those by now, I hope. Oh, and I must not cut this right. So I'm not gonna look at the cutting instructions. I'm gonna just assume that I didn't cut this right. So this is probably 11.5. So grab your trimmer when you're, well, we can do it in a minute, but when we get the next page out, either trim it ahead of time here, or you can just trim it like I just did with some scissors. I recommend you just trim that zip strip down to 11.5. So you probably cut it right, but apparently I didn't. So, okay. Now, after that, let's see. Adhere floral pattern paper and honey butter cardstock pieces as shown starting from the left, 2 inches from, let's see, as shown starting at 2 inches from top of the base and 2 1/4 inches from the left edge. Leave a 1/4 inch space between each square. So I'm going to turn this sideways. The first piece that we probably want to put down is one of the yellow triangles. So that is going to be in, let me look at that again, 2 inches from the top and 2 1/4 inches from the left edge. So let's get the floral piece too, because this will be the top piece that'll go 2 inches down. So let me grab my ruler. So we're gonna go 2 1/4 inches in from the left. So it's really, since it's a 1/4 inch, so all you have to do is go to your white cardstock and go in 2 inches. And then it's going to be 2 inches from the top. So because this blue here is a 1/4 inch already, you can just start there with your ruler. And then this piece here needs to go 2 inches down. And if you've done your dry embossing like I did, you'll be able to kind of match it up to lines there. If not, just match it up to your ruler. And I'm gonna go just slightly over because it has to have a 1/4 inch between it and the yellow. So I'm gonna go over almost a 1/4 inch there. And then this is gonna go here, right up against the ruler. See how that works? So, and then once you got that first one down, the rest are gonna be easy. So I'm just gonna kind of almost to the ruler. I might actually move it just slightly. And I'm gonna do more than 1/8 of an inch in between than 1/4 inch, like that. And I think I'm gonna leave my ruler kind of there, up against that yellow, just to make it easier for the other ones. And I'll put like a 1/4 inch in between all of them. So the next piece goes down here, and I'm not gonna glue it yet. Let me make sure I'm in camera. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of lay them out like I think they should go. And then I'm looking about a 1/4 inch apart there. And then we can glue them down so that they're nice and straight. So I'm gonna use my ruler as a guide. And I want that to be pretty much flush with my ruler. And then I can match this one up. And I want this one to be, you know, kind of on the same area as this. So I want it to, as if it was a straight line. Kind of be, and I'm using the lines on my dry embossing to help me line that up a little bit so that it's fairly straight here. And then down here, keeping my ruler where it was, another 1/4 inch down, and that's gonna go flush against the ruler. And then this will kind of match up to it, still trying to stay in the same line there. I'm a little closer there, so I'm gonna move mine down a bit. So this still stays at a 1/4 inch away. And pretty close there. Okay. Turn it back. And we'll decorate in a minute. Next is adhere 3/4 by 6 inch cardstock. Let me see, wait. I think there's a piece in it. Oh, to the back side, okay. So this piece, I want you to put your blue cardstock piece on there, and it looks like about 1/4 inch up. And luckily you got some nice lines to line it up with on that piece of paper. And then in between is going to be stickers. So grab your sticker sheet, and we need that to be, I think they said that was 6 inches. Yeah, so about 6 inches long. So grab your trimmer. This is the piece we're going to cut. Put it over on the 6-inch mark. Just go down. Whoops, I'll need to switch out to the blade. Just cut the bottom one. And then that will be 6 inches. And I think she wants you to do it before we attach it to the page, just so that everything can be trimmed flush. So that goes down the middle of that blue. It's very wiggly. Like that. And then if you need to trim any excess off. All right, so adhere 3/4 by, is that even 3/4? I guess it was, by 6-inch sapphire cardstock. 2 6x3 backside of honey chevron paper. Adhere as shown. Okay, so let's call this about 1/4 inch up so it matches with these pieces. And I need a little bit of a glue right here. Like that. So now I'm going to go up about 1/4 inch so that I'm matching with that triangle square thing. And then that's where I'm going to put this. And I'm going to put that about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, let's go, away from those. So about 1/2 inch. Right there. Okay. And then above it goes your photo. So get your photo placeholder if you have it, or your photo. This is not going to show up very well. I knew I'd be out of glue. It's not going to show very well on this white paper, but I'm going to put it about 1/4 inch above that green. And that's where your photo will go. And I think we're ready to decorate. So let's start with, I want to get, this is hard, kind of hard, so it looks like you're going to need a blue flower, a fern leaf, and a regular pointy leaf, and then the little, uh-oh, did it disappear? I had a little white star flower that was the plastic. See if I have any left over there. I do. I'll go grab that. So it's this piece. And that will be for the first section here. So let's get that first section done. Oh, we need one little pink flower too. Okay. So first down looks like the leaf. And it looks like the really pointy side goes out on the upper corner. And then the fern leaf. And that just kind of goes out sideways. And then the little pink flower, flat down. And that's gonna go kind of in the middle of that fern flower. And then this plastic flower. Gonna need glue. That's gonna go lower left. And then get some foam tape for the big flower, the big blue one. And pop that up over everything. Well, not sure if I'm going to be able to get out to the plant store today. These are taking a little longer than I thought. But actually making the video doesn't take that long, but it's the loading to YouTube. And I have to load to YouTube because loading directly to Facebook takes forever, for one thing. It could take hours to load like a 1 hour video. Right to the right of that pink flower. And also, don't know if you guys had kind of seen what happened to Valerie, but she's had issues with Facebook, and that's caused all of her stuff to disappear because they have they keep putting her on suspension for doing absolutely nothing wrong, and so that she keeps getting losing everything. So we've decided now to put everything on YouTube as a backup. So like if you go back to any of our old creative design studios, all of Valerie's stuff is gone. All the videos that she put all that work into. So we have to have a backup with YouTube now. All right, so you're gonna take this Love This, and you had a pink piece of paper. And let's glue that down and let that sit. Okay, and while that's sitting, we'll do the rest. So over here on the left is a heart, and that's a heart sticker. So I can't tell which one it is, but I'm gonna guess it's this one right here in the middle. And that just kind of goes in the upper left of that yellow. And then you're gonna add some sparkles or some stickles, liquid pearls. So up here to the left of the fern is a small one, and then up on the heart is a small one. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's do the bottom one. What you're going to need: your blue flower, a green flower, a green fern, a white flower, and a pink flower. This white flower is the plastic. So let's do those. First down will be the green leaf. Pointy side out. And that's gonna go kind of lower right. Next to it will be the fern flower, or fern leaf. And that's gonna kind of be pointing down diagonally. And then the little pink flower is gonna go kind of right between those two. Up in the corner, right-hand corner, will be the white plastic flowers. Put some glue down. And then the big one will be popped up on foam tape. And then we'll do some more decorating while we continue to wait for the Love This to dry. Should have started that at the beginning. That would have been smart. I think on page 2 we have to do something like that too. I'll have to check. No, well, I don't think so. I'll check though. All right, so let's get this going. Kind of turning to the left, sort of almost centered in the middle of that. And then let's do the bottom part next. We're gonna be doing this big sticker. You are amazing. We're gonna be tucking some stuff under it. So they've probably popped it up, but I'm not gonna pop it up because that's got a lot of small parts that you would have to pop up. So we're gonna kind of build it before we put it down, I believe. So we will kind of do this up in the air. Take the sticker off. hold that with one hand. You've got these 2 blue stickers here. Grab those. All right, so underneath or right above the word R, put one of those stickers behind it. Behind it, and then behind the word truly, put another sticker. And then grab 2 of your little stamped pink flowers. I hope I have 2. All of a sudden one is missing. Might have flown somewhere. All right, we're gonna pretend like I have 2 now because I did not see mine, but I'm sure it will show up. But it has disappeared. So you're gonna take your 2. One goes behind the word truly at the end, and the other one goes behind the word you. I'm gonna take one last look to see where mine went. And I do not see it. Well, that's a bummer. It must have flown when I walked it over to the table. Okay, I'll figure that out later and use some undo if necessary. So I'm gonna put this down, and this keep it closer to the yellow sticker strip so that it doesn't go on your photo. Try to make the word go on straight. And I'm just not gonna press that side down yet because I bet that flower is gonna show up, okay? And a little pink heart. That's a plastic heart. And that goes up in the middle of where those flowers are. Like that. And then your photo. Let's see, this is probably dry enough now. So all you're gonna do is just cut around it as close as you can. Hold it steady if it's not completely dry yet. Just hold it tight. And that'll have that nice backing on it. You can always cut a little bit slightly under the plastic if you don't want a bit of that pink to show on the outside. Like I got a little bit of edge there, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit under the plastic. Okay, pretty close. Looks good. Then that is gonna go over here, right in the center. Love it. Okay, and up here, we've got this piece of blue polka dot, and we're just going to dovetail both ends. So I'm going to gently fold it without making a crease. Cut up in the middle. And then cut up each side. And this side didn't work quite right. And that is gonna go right here. Sort of overlapping your photo. So I'm going to do this with glue on the outside of where my photo is so that I don't, so it's actually not glued down onto my photo. Hold that down there. And then we've got, what is that? A sticker. So where are you sticking? The sticker is this one with the hearts, like that. And we're gonna take this green heart and put it over the middle heart. So right over your sticker in the center. I think this will be easier if I do it down here. So I'm not gonna put it on my photo. I'm just gonna put it just slightly above and then put the heart in the middle, like that. And then above it, you're using the word today. And that is cut off of here. And I don't know, it's hard to tell on this whether they actually cut it square or left the curve on. So I'm going to get my trimmer, because I don't see that word anywhere else, so that must be where they took it. And I know they're using this journaling for something else. So I'm just under the word today. Let me make sure that I'm not messing up on that other layout, because I know they're using the rest of that journaling down somewhere. Where did I see that? Maybe it's on page 2. Yes, okay, so we're good. So cut off just under the word today. Just cut only in that spot. And then take off that top part of the sticker. And we'll leave it curved because I think that looks awesome. And that's just gonna go right on top or tucked gently under your polka dot piece there. And let's see if we're missing anything. I think, oh, we do. We have an arrow. So that's this arrow. Get some glue on that. Try to get a good mount. And that's gonna just kind of go across between the seam of the word today and the polka dot paper. And I think we are good, except I need to find my little pink flower there. So let's move that out of the way. And we will get on to page 2 momentarily. Okay, page 2. Could not find my flower. So we're just out of luck on that one for now. Have to cut a new one. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed on our last page that we did, where it said you and me, part of the word me had fallen off, and but I did find it and have stuck that on now, so no worries. Take your blue frame, and then you're going to put the glue in the inside 1/4 inch, right? Inside 1/4 inch. Now, if you had sapphire paper and you didn't want to go to all the trouble of cutting out the insides like this, my preference is always just using a full page behind it. But I know she had limited choices because she had to go with what coordinating cardstock there was, but that's why I always have my own cardstock too. So turn that horizontally. And we're going to go with the blue and white polka dots at the bottom. And this page should go smoothly, hopefully. Unless I forget something. Doesn't look too complicated. So the blue and white polka dot goes all the way down to the bottom of the white. And then you're going to take that zip strip and put that above it. My zip strip has yellow on it. I didn't cut that very well, so I'm going to tuck it just slightly so I don't have to go back and cut that yellow off. I just didn't cut that very well. So I'm going to tuck this under so none of the yellow from the actual paper that the zip strip was on will show. It's another way to clean up a mistake. And because and I did it again, you guys, I didn't tell you that you need to cut that, but hopefully you did after the last time. So I'm just going to cut it simply off because it's supposed to be 11.5 inches. So not too hard to just cut it myself. Okay. That was the one thing I was supposed to remember. Next. We did the sapphire, we did the zip strip, and here the floral pattern paper and honey cardstock pieces as shown, starting 1 inch from the top of base and 5/8 of an inch from the right edge. So we're going to turn this take the ruler, go 1/4 inch away from, let me see, 1/4 inch away from the white paper. And then starting 1 inch down from the top of the base. We're gonna go ahead and do those yellow pieces of the floral again. So I'm gonna take this one first, hold my ruler steady, go 1 inch down and put it flush with that. Then the piece that goes below it, I'll do the same thing. So this is a floral piece, the floral, and that's going to go the other direction, but a 1/4 inch down further. And I'm actually going to go a little more than a 1/4 inch because the other piece needs to fit in there so that they kind of match up. So a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, I'll say 3/8 of an inch possibly, so that these two pieces will kind of fit about a 1/4 inch away from each other. That piece like that, and that piece like that. Okay. So you're trying to match them up to make a square, but leave a little room. And remember, before we did kind of 1/8 of an inch, not really a 1/4 of an inch. Use the lines on your page to help you line it up if you dry embossing. Just kind of make it all match up so that it kind of going on a straight line here. It's not perfect, but good enough because you're going to be covering it with quite a bit of decorations. All right, let's put our photos on. So let's see if she gave us an information on where the photos go. She just said to put them on. So what I'm going to do is go about a 1/4 inch away from here. So I'm going to turn this page again to do the 4x6, and I'm going to kind of line it up using these squares we just made. So let me go a 1/4 inch away from them like that, and then I'm just going to kind of center them in between those two. Center the big 4x6. Use the lines that you embossed to line it up if you did emboss. Then we've got 3 3x3s. So let's lay them out. I know it'll be hard for you to see because they're white on white, but kind of lay them out and see how you like them spaced. For me, this is looking like about 1 inch in from each side. I'm going to put them, and then probably a 1/4 inch from the bottom, a 1/4 to half, yeah, a 1/4 inch is going to work. So I'm going to go 1 inch in from the side where the blue is. So not on the white, but I'm going in 1 inch in from the blue the layout base. And I'm going to put this first one about a 1/4 inch up from the zip strip. And then I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. So 1 inch in from the edge of the page and a 1/4 inch up from the zip strip. And it should be fairly close. And then that leaves the last one, which I just will kind of line up the ruler in between the two that we've already placed, and then put it in the middle. Holding this down, steady, just like that. Okay, so you probably can't see them very well. They are all on there now, and you hopefully are using photos anyway. So over here is journaling, so you can use your own journaling strips if you want to there. If you did the dry embossing, you've got lines to journal on. That's another little beautiful thing about that. Let's work on the decorations down here first. Go back to your sticker sheet and grab that journaling circle off there and put that about 2 inches from the right hand side, right under the zip strip. If you don't want it this big, cut it down a little bit. I'm gonna leave it that big. And then we have a little blue rectangle. Go ahead and dovetail that to make a pennant. And that's gonna go on the left-hand side of this. And it's touching the zip strip. And then journaling over here, and now we need a white arrow. Put glue on that. And that goes kind of across the pink, with the pink in the middle. Hold that down. This is a good time to like bring out an ink pad. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. Go back to your stickers, and you're going to need this one right here, this daisy. And let's pop that up, because I think that'll be cute. Get your foam tape out, or your pop dots. And let's see if that's drying okay. And that's gonna go, actually that goes right on that arrow. So just put that on there. And then a little pink heart, pink plastic heart. It's gonna go upper left. And it can go onto the white a little bit. And then we need some dots or drops of stickles or liquid pearls. I'm gonna use my white dots here. And I'm just gonna use the little ones. So I'm gonna pop one there, one to the lower left, and one up towards the upper right. Okay, and let's do this part. Let me get it close so I can see what I'm doing here. So there's another piece. I believe we have another pink. Dovetail that. And we've got some little white hearts. I'm seeing 2 on mine. Oh, there's 3. There we go. Okay, so this is gonna go about a 1/4 inch up from this square that you made. So about a 1/4 inch up on the floral, and then make 3 fairly good sized dots of glue, about a 1/4 inch apart, and put those hearts on them. There, and there. And there. Nice dimension with all these plastic things. All right, let those dry a little bit, and then while we're doing that, don't touch them. The word grateful probably look good popped up, so I'll get some thin foam tape. And I'm just gonna put that right above the hearts. Looks like there's a little dot in the upper right. So that goes there. Grab your dots or the like. And that goes up here in the upper right. And then below it, we're gonna kind of make that scene again with the flowers. So you've got your fern leaf, your blue flower, your green pointy leaf, your white plastic flower, and the pink flower. I'm seeing that I think this heart that I put down here was supposed to be bigger. Is there any more small hearts? I don't see any. So I have a big heart here, and a little heart. So this big heart's now going to go here, but it probably could have gone down here. So it doesn't really matter. So let's put our flowers down. Start with the leaf, the smaller leaf. Keep the pointy side out. And that's going to go kind of almost over your photo. And then the fern, only put glue on the, let's see how I will do this. So if we get the stem pointing down, you're going to put glue only on the left-hand side underneath. So it overlaps the photo slightly like this. And then pink flower. It's basically the same scenario as before. Pink flower kind of in between the two leaves. And then the big flower is going to be popped up. And am I missing anything? I don't think so. Just that heart and the little plastic flower. Let's put that on. Cut this in half. We only have one to go after this. But it's getting late. It's probably too late for me to go to the plant store. Some other day. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so turn this over, tilt it slightly, and overlap those leaves and that flower. Get some glue. Right here, upper left, big bunch of glue. And put your little snowflake flower down. And then the heart is supposed to be a little heart that goes right here. So what I'm going to do, since this isn't very little, is I may move it and tuck it under, slightly under this flower. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put a big glob of glue here, and I'm going to tuck it because I think it'll look better tucked just under that flower a little bit. If you don't like to tuck it, you don't have to. And then do we have, yep, we got a couple more dots. And I'll use some mediums because I'm almost out of weight, or the small ones. So one over here. Then maybe I'll use that last small one there. Over here. Oh, I lost it. Over here. And then I think we've got it. I don't see anything else. So let me drop those off and bring this up. So there's left and right. And that holds, that's 5 photos right there. You could also fit, if you don't want to do the journaling, fit a 3x4 right there too. So now on to the last one.